Back to Ray and B. Dillard Field as we await the matchup for game 2 of today. The pitcher for North Greenville is Ethan Garner, and he'll be facing Trey Sweeting, Jose Lopez, and Drew Ellis, as we see a little changeup in the Mount Olive lineup. So here comes the first pitch of the game. And it's in there for strike one.
Game 2 here in Tigerville. Crusaders see if they can take it 2-0.
And this game, too, because it is a doubleheader, this game will be 7 innings. As the count is now 1-1. He watches that go by for ball 2. And that's hit right at Connor Grant for out number 1.
Quiet game for Lopez last game. He looks to wake up Mount Olive's and the Trojans up.
And we can see that Lopez is now batting second in the lineup. I believe he was batting 6th last game. As the first pitch is a ball. He fouls that one off to make the count 1-1. And again fouled off down the first baseline to make the count 1-2. You'll watch that ball go by to make it 2-2. And he struck him out. So now 2 outs here in the top of the first as Drew Ellis, the first baseman, comes up to bat. And that pitch is low for ball 1. And that's hit right at the Mount Olive dugout to make the count 1-1.
Ellis batting an impressive .316. He looks to improve upon it.
He fouls another one to make the count 1-2. And he struck him out. So back-to-back punch-outs in the top of the first as North Greenville puts down Mount Olive 1-2-3 as we head into the bottom of the first here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
German Reyes, the lefty from Miami, Florida, looks to take the mound for the Mount Olive Trojans just in it.
And North Greenville's lineup looks to stay the same as they have Josh Black leading off, followed by Utah Jones and John Jones.
Making his way to the plate for the Crusaders, number 8, Josh Black.
Josh Black played a pivotal role in the win for Crusaders last game. First pitch is low.
And now watch that one go by to make the count 1-1. And he'll shoot that up the middle to lead off the game for North Greenville with a single. So that'll put a runner on first for Utah Jones, the shortstop.
Up to bat number 2, Utah Jones.
Remember, Josh Black is perfect on the season stealing bases, so look for that here, possibly. As they're going to pick off to first. He throws one right down the middle for strike one. Checks the runner again. Paying a lot of attention to Josh Black at first. Trying to keep him close. As this pitch is fouled off to make the count 0-2. Josh Black's going, and they'll get him. Great throw by the catcher, Jose Lopez.
First time all season.
As that'll give North Greenville one out on a 1-2 count here for Utah Jones. The count's now 2-2. And now it is a full count here for Utah Jones. And he swings and misses at the high fastball for the second out of the inning here with John Jones coming up to bat. He watches the first pitch go by for strike one. Watches another for strike two. Waiting on his pitch. And that runs inside for ball one. That's going to be grounded to the second baseman, and he'll get him out at first. So after one hit, none left on base, and no runs, the score remains 0-0 here at the
Interesting storyline here for Tigerville, South Carolina. The weather. First game we had a little drizzle. Now the sun seems to want to show his face for game 2.
Yeah, it's perfect weather here for game 2. As Nate Estes comes up to bat for Mount Olive. That's going to be a fly ball to the right fielder for out number 1 on just one pitch.
Up to bat number 11, Gunnar Tolson.
Now the designated hitter for Mount Olive, Gunnar Tolston, steps up to bat. As he watches ball 1. And that's high. The third baseman's going to come over, but he will not be able to get it. For strike 1 on the foul ball. Eric Gilbert really made an effort to try to get to it, but just ran out of field. And that's fouled back for strike 2.
Hard swing there.
And ball 1 is in the dirt. Ball 2 is in the dirt to make the count 2-2. And that's fouled off. Count remains 2-2. And that hit him. North Greenville trying to argue that he swung and got hit by it, but
Seems to be a bit of a debate whether it hit him or not.
Up to bat number 24, Justin Carroll.
nonetheless, runner on first now for Mount Olive here with 1 out, with Justin Carroll up to bat. And that about hits him. And that's going to be ball 1. And that's fouled back to make it 1-1. Good pitch right there as it's now 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to check the runner at first. So again, here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's hit right over the second baseman's head. Down for a single. So runners on first and second now with 1 out for Mount Olive. With Justin Lee, the second baseman, coming up to bat.
Tough miss. I know he wanted that one right there.
Justin Lee.
That's hit hard, but foul. Let's make the count 0-1. And that's fouled back as well. Make it 0-2. And that's going to be
A little confusion here.
a little confusion. And he's going to be out at home after a drop ball by John Jones and then a wild throw to third base, and they end up getting him out at home. So an unconventional throwdown. But they get the second out, and however, the runner that was previously on first is now on third here with 2 outs. And that's a pop-up. And the left fielder is going to come in to grab it as Josh Black makes the catch to give North Greenville the 3rd out, heading into the bottom of the 2nd here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here in the bottom of the second for North Greenville, we will see Connor Grant lead off the inning, followed by Jeffrey Chandler and Ryan Brown. Here's the first pitch of the inning. It's fouled off for strike one. He's going to look at that for ball one. Count is now 2-1 after that ball. And he'll look at that to make it 2-2. And that's going to be fouled off. Count remains 2-2 here to Connor Grant. Comes the 2-2 pitch, and he strikes out on it to give Mount Olive the first out of the inning. Up to bat now is Jeffrey Chandler, the right fielder. No, watch that one go by for strike one. Now be popped up, but foul for strike two. And that pitch will be high and outside to make the count 1-2. And it's going to be fouled off. Count remains 1-2.
Chandler, fourth highest batting average on the team. Let's see what kind of damage he can do today.
And that's going to be to right field, and it'll drop, and it's going to get past him. He bobbles it, and it's going to turn into a triple.
A rare mistake by the Mount Olive defense.
Yeah, playing on this turf can be an adjustment as the ball bounces a lot different than a natural field. So now we'll see Ryan Brown come up to bat with a runner on third with one out. And that ball is going to be bounced over the first baseman's head for an RBI single for Ryan Brown. So North Greenville getting some fortunate hops right now off of this turf to get 2 hits in a row.
Yeah, well, they're rolling. They're taking momentum from game 1 and just taking it through to game 2.
He's going to look at the first pitch for ball 1. He's going to watch that one go by as well for ball 2. And that one's going to be bounced foul down the third baseline. Count is now 3-1. And that's going to be popped up. And the first baseman will come over and catch it for the second out of the inning. So now with 2 outs, we'll see the second baseman, Jared Williams, come up to bat. See if he can drive in this run from first.
Reyes looking to keep the runners where he wants them.
Just really paying a lot of attention to the base runners. Today, Mount Olive has. We've seen a lot of pickoff attempts.
I agree, Will. Reyes is making his presence be known.
That's going to be ball 1. Jared Williams pulled out a bunt, but pulled it back. And that's going to be ball 2. Make the count 2-0. It's going to be low for to make it 3-0. That'll be in there for strike 1.
Runner advances to second now.
And he'll be walked. So now we'll see Eric Gilbert come up to bat with runners on first and second here with 2 outs. We saw last game what North Greenville can do with 2 outs. See if they can start a 2-out rally here. And that's in there for strike 1. And that's a little outside to make it 1-1. Again, paying a lot of attention to these runners on base. And that's going to miss as well to make it 2-1. And that's going to be high to make it 3-1. So Reyes, after just walking a batter, finds himself in a 3-1 count. And he throws it in there for strike 2 to make it a full count. And Reyes again paying a lot of attention to Ryan Brown at second base.
It must be tough on this Mount Olive defense to account for such speedy runners.
And the 3-2 pitch is fouled off. It's a full count. Here comes the pitch. And it's ball 4. Bases loaded now for North Greenville with Josh Black, the leadoff hitter, coming up to bat here in the bottom of the second. So Reyes walking back-to-back batters, and now we see the coach coming out to give him a talk. So here we go, big spot for Josh Black here with bases loaded in the bottom of the second inning. As he watches the first pitch go by for a strike. And he pops it up. The first baseman camps under it and makes the catch to get the 3rd out of the inning. So despite loading the bases. North Greenville only puts up 1 run in the bottom of the second on 2 hits, and they leave 3 on base. So we're going to head into the top of the third. North Greenville leads 1-0 here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
Up to bat number 45, Jay Snibbert.
So to lead off the inning for Mount Olive is James Smibbert, as he rips one to center, but Connor Grant will be there to make the catch for out number 1.
Up to bat number 3, Blake McLean.
First pitch is a ball to make the count 1-0. Second pitch is in there for strike to make the count 1-1. That ball misses low for 2 balls, 1 strike. That's popped up. And Jeffrey Chandler will catch it to make 2 outs here in the top of the third.
All too easy for Chandler. Grabs her second out.
And that's going to be a ball to make the count 2-0. Here with 2 outs in the top of the third. He lays out bunt, pulls it back, but the pitch is a strike anyway. Count is now 2-1. And that pitch misses high, 3-1. That one's fouled back, full count. So full count here with 2 outs in the top of the third for Ethan Garner. That's ripped down the third baseline, but foul. Count remains 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And that's hit high, but Connor Grant will camp under it and make the catch for the third out of the inning. So Mount Olive goes down 1-2-3 on no hits. And we will go to the bottom of the third, where North Greenville will look to put up some insurance runs here on the North Greenville Sports.
Up to bat for the Crusaders, number 2, Utah.
Utah Jones will lead off the bottom of the third, followed by John Jones and Connor Grant. Utah Jones struck out in his first appearance. And he rips that directly to center field. And Trey Sweeting will make the catch for out number 1. So now John Jones will come up to bat with nobody on.
Up to bat number 32, John Jones.
He went 0 for last game, so he's going to want to flip that script this game, as he watches the first ball go by.
John Jones with the highest batting average on the team.
1-0 pitch. Make that 2-0. Watches a strike go right by to make the count 2-1. And that's a shot to right center. However, Trey Sweeting will make the catch for the second out.
Up to bat number 6, Connor Grant.
So now Connor Grant will get the at-bat here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third with nobody on. He'll look at strike 1 go by. And that's crushed to left field, but right to the left fielder. And that'll be the third out of the inning. So Crusaders go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third as we head into the top of the fourth here at First up to bat for Mount Olive is Jose Lopez, the catcher. Following him will be Drew Ellis and Nate Estes. As the first pitch is low for ball one. And the second pitch is fly to right field. And Jeffrey Chandler will make the catch for out number one.
We've seen Chandler do it time and time again.
Up to bat number 34, Drew Ellis.
So stepping up to the plate is the first baseman, Drew Ellis. He swings at that one, but misses for strike one. Comes the 0-1 pitch. He swings it again and misses for strike two. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Just outside to make the count 1-2. And he held his swing back to make the count 2-2. Here with one out in the top of the fourth. And that pitch is low. Full count here. See what Drew Ellis can do on a full count. He fouls that one straight back. Count remains 3-2. He thought about swinging at it, but it was a little high. And he'll walk on that pitch. So I'll bring up Nate Estes, the right fielder for Mount Olive. The runner on first and one out. The first pitch is in there for a strike. The second one's in there as well to make it 0-2.
A little heat on that last pitch.
And here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be rolled for a 6-4-3-1 out play.
So close to a double wheel.
So the runner will be safe at first. And now there is 2 outs here for Gunnar Tolston. Back-to-back pickoff moves, but both unsuccessful. Here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. And that's grounded to the first baseman, and he's just going to tag the runner heading to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So Mount Olive with no runs, no hits, no errors, but 1 left on base after that walk. And the score remains here in Tigerville, South Carolina, 1-0, North Greenville.
Making his way to the plate for the Crusaders, number 24, Jeffrey Chandler.
First batter of the inning for North Greenville is the right fielder Jeffrey Chandler, as he's going to hit that one of the shortstop. He's going to be out on the first pitch of the inning.
Up to bat next, number 3, Ryan Brown.
Next up is the first baseman Ryan Brown. Hit one deep to right field in the first game. The first pitch is inside for a ball.
Let's see if the Columbia native can go deep again.
That one's high for ball 2.
2-0 count.
He swings through that one to make the count 2-1. He was definitely going for his second homer of the day on that swing. Two and two, as he looks at that strike right down the middle. And that's hit up, but foul. Count remains 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's hit up and foul. So 2-2 count here, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. It's going to be a ball to make the count full at 3-2. That's ripped to right field, but foul. And that's shot to right field and over the right fielder's head, as that's going to be a one-out double by Ryan Brown. Almost had his second homer of the day. So now we'll see Andrew Plunkett come up to the plate here with just one out and runner on in scoring position. And the first pitch is a strike to Plunkett. Whew. He swung through that one to make the count 0-2. And the runner is going, and that's popped over the first baseman's head, and that's going to score a run. As Plunkett is going to be tagged out at second, but he's going to get credited with an RBI single on that play, as the score is now 2-0 North Greenville. Here with nobody on base. Great job by Plunkett to score Ryan Brown from second on just a bloop hit over the first baseman's head. As we see Jared Williams, the second baseman, come up to bat. He laid down a bunt for a single last game. As he's in a 2-0 count now. Make that 2-1. Now 3-1. Just missing outside. He's going to pop that one up to right field, and he's going to catch it for the third out.
Nate Estie's on the grab again.
So North Greenville goes down, but after getting 2 hits and 1 run to make the score 2-0 here, heading into the top of the 5th on North Greenville Sports Network. Up to bat for Mount Olive is the left fielder, Justin Carroll. He has Mount Olive's only hit this game as he swings through the first one to make the count 0-1. He's going to watch that go by to make it 1-1. He swings through that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here, the first batter of the top of the 5th. And he strikes him out for the first out here in this inning.
Up to bat number 5, Justin Lee.
So now we see the second baseman, Justin Lee, come up to bat. And he'll watch the first one go by for a strike. And that'll be ripped to left field. However, Josh Black will be there to make the catch. So make it 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And this game is just speeding by. Remember, this is just a 7-inning game because it's a doubleheader. Here we are already in the top of the 5th. As the first pitch is in there for a strike. And that'll be grounded to Utah Jones. And he'll make the throw. So another 1-2-3 inning for North Greenville. Part of the reason why this game's flying by so fast. And we'll head down to the bottom of the 5th. North Greenville leading 2-0. With the bottom of the lineup leading off the inning.
Yes sir, yes that is enough. Slow down, turn it up, speak it so loud in the place is up. Boy, I'm on fire, can't cool me off now. Hold up, turn me up, turn me up.
Eric Gilbert will lead off the inning, followed by Josh Black and Utah Jones. Gilbert walked his first appearance. So here we go to start off the bottom of the 5th. And he'll look at ball 1. And that'll be fouled off for strike 1. Comes the 1-1 pitch. That again will be fouled off down the first baseline to make the count 1-2. A 1-2 pitch. That's ripped to the first baseman, but a great stop for the first out of the inning. Great play there by Drew Ellis. Is now head to the top of the lineup for Josh Black, the leadoff hitter. 1 for 2 on the day. So watch that go by for ball 1. Watch the third ball go by. Count is 3-0. And that misses. So a walk to Josh Black on 4 straight pitches gives Utah Jones an at-bat with Josh Black, the speedy Josh Black on first base, here with just 1 out. And that's in there for strike 1. And they'll keep Josh Black close at first base. And he swings at that one to make the count 0-2. And that'll be in there as he goes down looking to make it 2 outs now for John Jones, the South Carolina transfer. He crushed one to the right center warning track his last at bat. Let's see if he can get it about 10 feet farther this time. As the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. He calls time. Josh Black is running, and he's in there, safe at second.
Another steal for Josh Black.
Shortstop just couldn't quite field it off the one bounce, or second baseman couldn't quite field it, but I think he was in there anyway.
If I'm correct, it's 13 or 14 steal of the season.
So the count is now 1-1 here to John Jones. And that's a foul ball down the third base line. Count is 1-2. Again, paying a lot of attention to Josh Black, but rightfully so, as the amount of steals he has on the season is pretty impressive. And that's outside to make the count even at 2-2.
Reyes coming up on 81 pitches.
in just the 5th inning. No action in the Mount Olive bullpen. That's a strike on John Jones as he strikes down 2 in a row, looking. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Landon is not happy about that call.
Reyes definitely got it done this inning.
So North Greenville leads 2-0 as we head in to the top of the 6th. Ethan Garner with just 60 pitches so far in the top of the 6th. It's very impressive. A lot of short innings. So the leadoff hitter, Trey Sweeting, watches the first ball go by. Here with 1 out. And that's fouled off.
That one's in the stands.
Count now is 1-1 with 1 out. In the top of the 6th. That pitch is a ball outside to make the count 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Same spot, same ball. 3-1. That's fouled back to make the count full. He fouls off the full count pitch to stay alive. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And that's ripped up the middle. Trey Sweeting gets his first hit of the day and Mount Olive's second hit of the game.
Up to bat number 12, Jose Lopez.
As now Jose Lopez, the catcher, will come up to bat. Trace Sweeting with 16 stolen bases on the season. I'd imagine North Greenville's going to keep a close eye on him. As the first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. He just gets a foot in there as the pickoff attempt is unsuccessful. Here with one out in the top of the 6th. Mount Olive needs a run here to keep it close, as we only have 2 innings left. So I'd imagine they're going to be aggressive with the base running, as does North Greenville, as they keep an eye on them. Trey Sweeting at first base. That's going to be a strike to make the count 0-2 here to Jose Lopez. That's going to be grounded foul down the third baseline. And that's crushed to left field, and that's gone. And that will tie the game here in the top of the 6th as Jose Lopez crushes it to left center. And they moved him up to second for this game, and he delivered, tying the game. Now up to bat is the first baseman, Drew Ellis. Yeah. The first pitch is in there for a strike to make the count 0-1. That pitch makes it 1-1. He'll swing at that in the dirt to make the count 1-2. Here with just one out in the top of the 6th. Close pitch outside, but a ball to make the count 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and he swings at it for out number 2, as the throw around is now into left field. So here with 2 outs, we'll see Nate Estes come up to bat. That That ball's fouled off to make the count 0-1. That's hit to right center. That's plenty of room. As Jeffrey Chandler makes the catch. And the third out. But not before Mount Olive was able to mount 2 runs on the scoreboard to tie the game at 2, heading into the bottom of the 6th here on the North Greenville Sports Network. To lead off the inning for North Greenville will be the center fielder, Connor Grant. He struck out looking his last at bat. Here in a tied ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's hit to center field. But Trey Sweeting will make the catch for out number 1. The first pitch of the inning. So now we'll see Jeffrey Chandler come up to bat, the right fielder. Now he'll be fouled down the first baseline for strike 1. Comes the 0-1 pitch. And that's hit to center. Trey Sweeting will also be there to make the second out of the inning.
Number 4, Trey Sweeting being somewhat of an anchor for the Trojan defense.
So now we'll see Ryan Brown, who's 2 for 2 today with a double and an RBI. And a run. So he's responsible for both of North Greenville's runs. So watch strike 2 go by as the count's now 1-2. He'll swing and miss. Strike out to make the third out of the inning. So, tie game going into Here in the top of the 7th, Gunnar Tolson will lead it off. The first pitch misses for ball 1. Comes the 1-0 pitch. It's swung at and missed to make the count 1-1. That pitch misses low. 2-1. And that's hit deep. Connor Grant tracks it down, and he makes the catch at the wall for out number 1.
A play we've seen Grant make time and time again.
So after a long fly ball,
Grant's able to bring it down.
with 1 out, we'll see Justin Carroll come up to the plate. Oh, 1 pitch. And that ball's hit to right field but foul to make the count 0-2. And he's going to strike out on that pitch. So now here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. So now Justin Lee will come up to bat and watches the first pitch go by for a ball. 1-0. And he'll swing at that one and miss to make the count 1-1. Here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Again, swinging and missing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that ball's crushed out here, but Connor Grant will get to it to make the 3rd out of the inning. So, remember, this is the final inning, so 1 run wins it for North Greenville. Otherwise, we'll be going into extras here on the North Greenville Sports Network. New pitcher here for Mount Olive. Zach Venero, the right-hander, has a .66 ERA. 27 innings pitched. Only give up 5 runs, 2 of them earned. 36 strikeouts through 27 innings.
Through 6 innings today, Reyes is going to finish with 92 pitches.
And the first pitch will be in there for a strike.
Coming out strong.
The first pitch will be grounded to the shortstop, who will make the play for the first out of the inning. So now we'll see the second baseman, Jared Williams. We saw in the first game he can lay down a bunt successfully for a single, so Mount Olive probably thinking that right here. The first pitch is a ball. And that pitch is in there to make it 1-1. That pitch is crushed to left field for a home run. And that'll be a walk-off. This is a 7-inning game.
In dramatic fashion, Will.
So Jared Williams' first home run of the year comes to take the series against a great Mount Olive team. Great time to have your first home run of the year.
Way to get it done for the Crusaders today.
So North Greenville will take this series against Mount Olive here on a Friday.
Boy, the bullpen sure got here quick, huh?
Mm-hmm. They hopped that fence in left field. So a dramatic finish to a great game off of Zach Venero, who had a .66 ERA.
And at the end of this one, the Crusaders are still undefeated on the turf.
Still undefeated.
13-0.
So Kanan Cooper will end up being credited with the win. He came in relief of Ethan Garner. Garner pitched 6 innings, only gave up 3 hits. However, one of them was the Jose Lopez, who hit the 2-run homer to center field that tied it in the 6th. So we'll be back here tomorrow, depending on the weather, to conclude this series. After a dramatic win. I'm Will Cahaley.
I'm Rondo Thompson.
And thank you for listening on the North Greenville Sports Network.